Hi, my name is Bill Kelliher, and I play guitar in the band Mastodon. So the first time I heard a Victory amp is when Brent was playing a Super Sheriff, and just kind of piqued my interest because, he used a lot of different amps, but that one in particular, the Victory, when he had his distortion on, it sounded really good and it really cut through the mix when we were rehearsing. And then when he turned off the distortion and was using a clean channel, it just really cut through and it sounded great. And I was like, what the hell are you playing? What is that? Oh, it's Victory, and you should try them out. You should check it out. So I was like, okay, yeah. The first amp that I got, I believe it was the Super Kraken, which is right over here. Because, I like to play a little heavier. The one that he was playing was a little more like rock and roll, whatever. But, the articulation in the mid frequencies of all the Victory amps, I think is what makes them so special. They're very tight, and the clarity. Like for me, less is more. Like I like using the amp's natural, the tube warmth, the distortion from the preamp tubes. It's all about dialing that in just right. And when I use the Super Kraken right now in conjunction with the Helix, I just have a distortion pedal in the Helix the gain is on 0. And it just kind of gives it that extra little push. And I haven't found anything that, even comes close to sounding that good. So, I've tried out a lot of amps, a lot of cabinets, a lot of pedals, a lot of guitars. The Victory has stuck around for a long time just because it sounds great. I don't know what I would really change about the tone because it's, you just feel that like, oomph. You're like, yes, it's reacting to the way I pluck the string. So if you're doing like some little nuance, whatever, or if you fuck up and hit the wrong string or wrong note, you hear it. So it makes me a better player, I feel like, because it's so clear, and the clarity of the Victory sound is something I'm on board with, and it's gonna stay in there for a long time. So another thing that I really enjoy about the Victory Super Kraken has MIDI capabilities. It has 2 channels, 2 gains, 2 separate volumes, and there's a focus switch, gives a little brighter, tight tone to whatever you want. But the MIDI is kind of infinite. You can do, I don't even know how many, hundreds of like different combinations of channel 1 gain with channel 2 volume and vice versa. And I really like that about it, which I was always afraid of MIDI and all. It's not overly complicated if you just take the time to like read the manual and like figure it out. And it's definitely helps my tone, the more options for me, because as our band grows, and we've been a band for almost 25 years, our sounds change and our writing styles go into different realms and different places, and all those things, like having a versatile amp, it just helps in the creative process. So that's why I really like my Victory Super Kraken. So after playing around with the Super Kraken for a year or so on tour, you know, I wanted to try out like all the Victory stuff, because everything that I had tried out, really, there's something special about each amp that they made. And when it came down to the Super Duchess, I was completely blown away. Like, this is the greatest clean tone I've heard. And, you know, a lot of times when they do like guitar videos, amp videos, and they're getting a good clean tone and it sounds amazing, because they're using a single coil pickup almost 99% of the time, in my experience. But when I use my humbucker with this amp right here, the Super Duchess, I mean, it sounds great. It sounds full. The clarity is amazing. You know, it's better than a Fender, in my opinion. I mean, I've never been one much for clean amps, but whenever I do any recording in the studio, demos, whatever, and I need a good clean tone, if I'm recording a band, I'm like, that's what you want. It doesn't get better than that. And the built-in reverb and the tremolo just sounds incredible. I love it.